Alright, close enough. You know it's me. I'm looking right into the sun. I'm like, I can't see. Where's my visor? Okay, close enough. Alright, so it's the 12th of November. So yesterday was Veterans Day. I wasn't going to talk about that much, but I can say the one... sometimes it feels like that was the only good thing about the Postal Service is they did actually recognize the veterans on Veterans Day. You know, not so much in retail. But whatever, not too worried about that. It's not about the parades, right? So yeah, breakfast time. It's 38 degrees now, so I think it was closer to freezing overnight, and it was windy. Oh man, the wind was blowing last night. It was a rough night. So got my toque on, or we would call it the watch cap. I'm actually wearing a fleece and a sweatshirt and a shirt and pants. So I'll say I got pants on. But so what I did, I've got the sleeping bag that I'm using now is the one I used on the Alaska and Yukon motorcycle trip. So it's tested to much colder weather than I'll ever see here. So you know, when it looks cold at night, I'm like, well, I know I'm not going to die, you know. So no worries there. There's a reason for moving south, and that's one of it. You know, hypothermia is really hard to come by around here. Not too many people have that. So yay for that. But last night, since it was really windy and I haven't closed in the shell yet, I've got kind of like three and a half sides of protection, right? And so I was looking at it. I was looking at the flags, and then I checked out my parking spot, looked at the flags, and looked at the parking spot, and I'm like, oh, okay, this will actually work. So I actually parked the way I normally do. And the side that is closed in was already to the wind. So I'm like, oh, we're fine. No problem. But I was looking around under, I got this just massive pile of stuff back here, right? That's another project, you know, someday to make a shelf or something so I can get to the bottom stuff without getting the top stuff kind of thing. Someday. But yeah, I had bought some Harbor Freight moving blankets back last winter before now, I forget now. One of my Navy buddies was like, oh yeah, go down and get some of these things. And it was so funny because I've seen them, but I'm like, I'm not moving. What do I need moving blankets for? But they're very warm. They're not really comfortable because they're not made to be a bed blanket, but they're like $5 or $6 a piece or something ridiculous like that. And so when I was in the bus, I used 2 of them to make a partition between the front and the back. And I thought, well, you know, let me throw a couple of them in the truck in case it gets cold, because it's so weird here. It is so warm for so long, and then all of a sudden it'll drop 20 degrees in a day, you know, and then the next day it'll be back to 70 again. I was looking at the 10-day forecast, and yeah, we got about 4 or 5 days of cold weather, and then it goes back up again. So it's like, that's why I don't have a sense of urgency when it comes to, you know, building shelter. It's just like, yeah, it'll be cold for 2 days, you know. It's like 2 years ago now. The 7th of December, I remember it because it was Pearl Harbor Day. It snowed in El Paso because I was working at the post office mail processing distribution center or something like that. The big warehouse. And the plant is what we called it. Anyway, so I had the old white camper then, and I woke up and I got out and I looked around, and the parking lot was covered in snow. I think I have a video about that. And then that was the only day it snowed, you know. And I was kind of bummed because it did snow on my property, but by the time I got home it melted. Except there was one. It was so funny. There was one snowball in the shade where the sun never hit it. And I'm like, how did that happen? You know, but it was just like, I mean, how did the snowball happen? You know, rabbits made snowballs? I don't know. It was kind of weird. But there was one piece of snow. That was the only, and that's the only time I've ever seen any snow out on my property because I was not there when it snowed. So it doesn't get that cold really. I've had my water freeze twice on the property, but next day it melted and it was fine. Had one fitting that got cracked. I had to replace it, but that was it. Not a big deal. this year should be better because the plumbing is a lot better protected when I made that utility box. So anyhow, yeah, I just kind of wanted to do an update. I haven't done just in the truck update for a while. I guess I've been really focusing on editing. Well, you've seen the other videos, but I've got the trusses are up on the last video, and I'm halfway through the video where I'm putting the OSB on the roof now. So what I'm looking to do is just get those knocked out as quick as possible, so I don't have to think about it anymore, and then I can get on with my life, right? So that's that. Anyway, it's pretty cloudy. The sun is trying to peek through. It's probably going to be 40 and 50 today. I'm actually looking at my shorts that I wear for work. Last night I wore shorts and my sweatshirt, and if I kept moving I was completely fine. Oh, I jumped ship on that, sorry. Yeah, last night with that moving blanket on top of the sleeping bag, oh man, it was so comfortable. I was completely fine. It was just like no big deal, you know, except I kept losing my toque because my head gets too warm because I had the blanket pulled over my head, and then I knock the toque off, and then I wake up, my head is cold, and I can't find the toque in the dark. So that's a small problem, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, I slept really good last night. Not a big deal at all. So I'm not worried. You know, I always tell my mom, if you've seen the video, that means I survived long enough to post the video. You know, so if you see something really scary, don't worry. It's because I'm already alive because you saw the video. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Home. I haven't been home for almost 2 weeks, and it's looking like I've got 3 days off now. Nothing to do with the holidays. It's so funny. You know, you're looking at, you know, billion-dollar retail company. You'd think, yeah, they got money. Yeah, they cut our hours. We've got a hiring freeze, and they cut our hours because we're coming into the holidays. I'm like, really? So they finally got it worked out that last weekend I think I had 3 days off, and then this weekend I got 3 days, or this week I don't have weekends off because you know Saturdays are the busy days, so they have us all show up for that. But I'm like, okay, that works out all right. So instead of having 1 day off and then work a day and 1 day off, they're trying to get me with my days off together. Now I think that's what they're trying to do. I'm not going to say anything because they'll realize they did it by accident and take it away. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go home. Today I work an 8-hour shift, and then after work tonight I get off at, I should look at what time is it. Yeah, I'm okay still. So what time do I have to be at work? 9 o'clock. It's almost 8 now, so okay. I'll eat my breakfast and go to work. So yeah, I'll get to work, get off about 5:30, and then go home and spend tonight at home, a couple days at home, and yeah, it'll be great. So I'll probably finish that up a little bit more. I've got enough of the moving blankets. I think I'll use the moving blanket for the soft wall on the side so I can get out. And I'm also looking, because I've got the new batteries now, I got 2 new deep cycle batteries. I picked them up at work. And can you believe I don't even get a discount at work? Yeah, I was like, I was so excited about that, and then they're like, no, you don't get a discount. I was like, ah. Anyway, so I paid retail. But what I'm looking at, I've got enough room on the surfaces back there that I can hang solar panels. So I'm also seriously considering, but I'm not quite ready to make the jump yet. I'd love to make a roof rack on the cab, because then I could put a solar panel or 2 on the cab and then also hang off-road lights and stuff up there. I think that would be the coolest thing, to have a solar panel up there. So I'm thinking about it, but if it's really cold and miserable, I don't think I want to spend a lot of time outside. Yeah. And the racks I've seen, you know, to buy are really expensive, so I'm not going to bother with that. So I don't know if I got enough materials to do it or not. It probably won't happen this weekend, but if it does, you'll see it. But yeah, anyway, oatmeal's getting cold, so hey, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and again, thanks to all the subscribers. Awesome. And yeah, stay tuned.